they finally built that Office of Minority Affairs because they didn't have any black students then. It was us. We were the shock troops. But these are the kinds of things that was going on in 68, 69 year. And one thing after another. But after the riot with the police from SCC, and we fought them all day, all night, and they wouldn't come up to the school anymore because that would cause a fight. Because we'd see them and we'd start organizing. There's a lot of gasoline stations at that time. So, we knew the neighborhoods. When the police would park their cars, see, they didn't have no way to get to the CD and get back. So, I remember they got caught, about 300 of them. They marched up. We destroyed a number of their cars. They couldn't get out. So they didn't do that anymore. So when all that smoke cleared, all the students, for once at Garfield, were united, and that's when I took them.
And by now had your brother Elmer left, or?
Oh, Elmer was gone. His senior year was my sophomore year. Okay. They were in the community. They didn't have anything to do with this. This was me. and again, this was at a student level. But we were fighting a war for our school. The Franklin black students joined us after that. And we didn't have any more rivalry between Garfield and Franklin after that. We said, we have to be united. So, and I was senior class president. I made senior class president as a result of that year because people saw me as the unifier of all the kids and protector. So that's what we created. Later that spring, we took over the administration, told them to get out. We had a couple of black Uncle Toms there. One of them was screwing the girls. We threw him out too. Told him, don't come back here. Just leave. And made some demands, and they fulfilled half of them. A white man is. But we wanted true quality education for all of our kids, especially the black kids, because a lot of the white kids left. They got scared and went to other schools, private schools, whatever. But the core that stayed there, we had a nice school. But I remember I got the whole school together. We emptied out, and we went to the field. And I told them, look, we have to have peace here. We can't have all these guns and stuff. We had them. So we can't have them. We have to put them away. And I put mine away, and they put theirs away. Since I made senior class president, I said, look, no more fights. They were going to close Garfield down because we took it over. And we said, well, we don't want it closed down, but we want quality education for these crazy kids that never got it. And I wasn't one of those crazy kids. I had a 3.5. But I was looking at the other ones who were under me. I said, well, a lot of them didn't get what I got. Yeah. So we have to have good education for them.
So it was 1970 in your senior year? Or?
Yes. So that summer, since they designated me as the leader, first they tried to buy me off. And they saw I wouldn't buy off, so they worked with me. And I worked with the students. And our senior year, we had no fights. No boys. Everybody stuck to the path, except the last day of school. We let these two wannabe pimps fight. We all got it around them on the field, let them fight. And we laughed, because they weren't tough, but they wanted to fight. So we let them fight, and we pulled them apart and laughed at them. And that was the last, but we created a unity at Garfield, I think, that scared the hell out of the school district because it was student-led. Right. I gained a lot of enemies, I think, in the upper echelons. I didn't realize it, I didn't really care. But I came back, and I went on and did my BSU work and Panther work post-high school at the UW. And by that time, we were doing survival programs, mostly. When I left Garfield High School, I went immediately to sell Panther papers for a couple hours. Then I'd work in the medical clinic, or I'd work in the legal clinic. But by my senior year, we were into routines, survival program routines. And the police were trying to kill us for doing the survival program, not because of any violence or anything. But 69 was an especially violent year for me. 70 was violent differently. It was more out in the community where they were trying to knock us off because there were so few of us. And we survived that winter. I remember the winter of 69 was very harsh. And I remember Fred Hampton got assassinated in December. And he was like my spiritual leader. I really looked up to him. And when he died at 21, I was 18. I had concluded that I would be dead.
And Fred Hampton was a Panther out of
Chicago.
Chicago.
But he was such a brilliant, intelligent, tough person. People like that I emulated. And when I saw him, I didn't know all the circumstances of how he died, but I had the initial information. And I just felt like, boy, they're going to kill us all. And they were killing people on campus. We had changed ourselves a little bit, and people were moving on the college campuses, all across the country, like in UCLA, USC. But those guys got killed right on the campus.